production tab. Alright, so first things first, and if you guys have questions, let me know. This is a good time. But first things first, we're playing versus a Terran player. A Terran player usually goes for the 1-1-1, right? The 1-1-1 is like the most safest thing that they go to, but they get it with an expansion. Now there's different, if you can understand a PVT kind of settings, what happens is the Terran usually has some type of Zealot or Stalker attacking them since Wings of Liberties. It's always been that way. We always send a Zealot out or a Stalker out. So, you know, through all that, they always have a bunker at the front of their base, like right at the choke, somewhere right here, just in case, or it's right here. It's one or the other. It's either right here or right here. It's right here when they go Reaper first, because they usually are able to use the Reaper. But it's up here if they're not going Reaper first, right? So this pylon, I should have put it a little bit closer down here, because the only function to this pylon is so that the command center doesn't build, the Terran doesn't build a command center right here. I don't want it to be built here. I don't care if it's built up here or down here. I don't care. I just don't want it to be built here. Why? Because I'm trying to build my gateway here, my gateways and pylons here in the back. And so by doing this, they're going to just build it out here. Now the reason why I want it out here at worst case scenario is because I don't want the SCV to be building, and with it being over here can spot my gateway. I need it further away so it can give me some space, and by doing that I make a pylon. Now they think that you're just pylon blocking them for macro, but you're really just pylon blocking them so they can't see with the SCV anything coming out hiding over here. So that's the purpose of this pylon. Now this probe is the only probe that goes up and sets it up. You come in and make a pylon, you make another pylon here, and then your other probe over here goes over and it should have went over there when I made a gateway. It should go over here and then make the gateways the follow-up. And so you get the gateway here so that, and the gas, because you want the stalkers as soon as possible, as soon as they can get, right? So you always get, everything's normal, pylon, gateway. The only thing that's different is you add a pylon here for that purpose and a pylon here for the follow-up for the two gateways. Now the next thing is the mind game too. You go up the ramp, and of course the barracks is not up yet. That's common. And usually you look like a gateway scouter. And so now you're like going around, right? We're just kind of like moping around. We're stalling pretty much. We can't do anything for a little bit, and he can't attack us for a little bit. Now what we could do, because this is different, there's two ways to do it. In this particular way, you want to get a pylon somewhere in this area. Anywhere, it could be here, but I prefer outside so that the SCVs don't attack it quick enough. But, you know, I have a little bit of time. I make a pylon, right? Got that pylon going. There goes the SCV. The SCV's like, well, I can't build it here. Let me build it right here. Now I should have put it right here so that this could have been a little higher here, so that it stays a little wide. Can I get a little nerve? I'll let you know. Shoot, still a little close. It's a little close, a little awkward. We had a little awkward moment right here. It was close, but it was like, it's still, if it was right here, we would have spotted it anyway. So we can't do that. So there goes the bunker. We're inside. We're in their base. Why are we in their base? Because this probe right here is gonna sell it. Boom! I want to get a gateway in your base. That's what I want. That's what I'm telling him right now. This is right here. This is the money shot right here. You focus on this bad boy, you know. And so he's like, oh, well, they're probably coming from the, you know, it's like, he doesn't know what, he's like, oh, let's attack it. Let's attack it. As he's getting his factory, which he should have got a little quicker, but I mean, they're trying to get, he's trying to work this out. He's, you know, trying to figure out where he can establish his, you know, harass. He's got this Reaper taking out the the pylon because obviously he's gonna need to. And then this gateway, right? The pylon, all this is distraction. Now, the one thing about this distraction is there's two locations that a bunker is placed with Terran. The first one is right here in the front, like I said, and the second one is up here at the top. Now guess what? The one at the top is not going to happen because they have the one at the bottom and I'm over here on the side. At the same time, it's not going to happen because if they do, they're going to make the bunker over here next to the gateway. You know, they're going to go, oh shoot, I got to put a bunker right here and kill it slowly, protect it, you know, at worst case. So the bunker is going to be mislocated even if he does decide to do it on the top because it's going to be towards a different objective. And that's where the game plan of this one is. So what happens is your bunker's not where it needs to be, and so your gateways can go over there and deny the supply depots. And once you deny the supply depots, you have to get more supply depots. Then you can take out the tech, and then you can get in there before the tanks can get in there. The tanks or the cyclones, they can't get there yet. He can get the tank maybe and start repairing. That's probably the best thing. But that's the beginning of this build. The beginning of this build is for me to contain you, and then I take another base over here in the corner and I go air. Because I force you into tanks and I go air, it's a hard counter. So then you have to go cyclones. And the cyclones have a different, you know, game plan for me. Like it just, I'll explain to you guys as the builds go, but there's different layers. It's better to show you a replay with the layers. So whenever I get those, I'll put them up. So right here we go. The bunker's misplaced. I can put myself right here and I can still kill it. Thing with the stalker. Let's try to deny that bunker. And there goes the bunker. I have battery shields right here just in case he... Now, just to let you know, I didn't use them this game, but you will use them some game. These battery shields are for the stalkers, because once you get about 2 to 3 stalkers and you go attack up the ramp and you break the supply depots, they get pissed. They send all their shit, their SCVs and their Marines, they go attack, and you're like, oh, you're microing back. You get over here, and then they normally surround you. So with the battery shields, they can't surround you without really getting damaged in their economy. Like, they could really devastate. I mean, they're already taking hits, getting, you know, microing, killing SCVs as I go here. Then I repair. It's like, oh no! They pull back, and then I hit them more as they go up. And then it's like, I get to macro.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
So much.
Battery shields.
Yes, battery shields. Alright. So that's the objective, right? You get them out of place. The bunker's out of place. Even if the bunker's right here, is still not in a good spot. I can go from this side.
You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
I know. I wish... I'll explain to you guys. If you guys want to know how it is, I'll reenact it. I'll get a replay right now. I'll do like a reenactment, more or less. Nope. So he's deciding to go Widow Mines, but that's not good. I mean, he could sacrifice a Widow Mine to a Stalker, but I can micro more Marines with my Stalkers than him doing too much, because I'd rather have him have Widow Mines and I can micro away than him having like a tank. So he definitely chose the wrong unit. Yeah, I had to choose that. I was like, well, I gotta kill one of them. I figure at this point he didn't have enough for me to for it to hold, so the trade should have been good for me overall. His SCVs were dying. And yeah, just harass. Get the supply depots to fall back on, or if he tries to come in with the tanks. Because the thing about the tank is, you usually have enough stalkers to keep them from getting the tanks down. If the tanks come up, they're right here. They're sieging right here. That's where the tanks come. The Marines and stuff, the Marines are supposed to come in and try to buff you out. But that can't happen with a battery shield. So what happens is the tanks have to come down here, or they have to try to like siege really close, because with the battery shields you have more reach if they try to siege up before you attack. And you can stay at a decent range right here, based on the tank locations. There's range. If you kind of know it, you go, okay, well, I have range to see what's around here when you're coming down the ramp. So yeah, it's a very high aggressive strategy, but at the same time, it's I'm supposed to. What I do now is have a probe right here. I make a nexus. I transfer my workers when I need to, and then I macro. And as I macro, then I usually have the higher ground. I know what I'm doing. I'm controlling the Terran player, and so the Terran player, when he's macroing, it's not exactly the most comforting macro. It's the what is he doing, so I can figure out what I have to do, because obviously this is not a normal game anymore. You know, not a Kansas. So I really like that explanation. Yeah, my games have a lot of layers. I put a lot of thought into my builds. A lot of people might think it looks like bronze or silver and stuff, but I put a lot of thought into them. Even if, no matter, like, to be honest with you, in regards to like sometimes playing Masters players or Diamond players and stuff like that, for me it's about the build. Like, I'm learning the build. I'm not like worried about the player. Is just something I have to play with for me to exercise and get better at what I'm doing. But I'm crafting, and that's where, to me, it matters no matter what. Like, the kind of crafting that you make makes you a certain type of player, you know.